Okay, Barjo, time to play with the PS4. Now, we haven't had as much time with this as we did with the Xbox One. In fact, we only got to access most of the features just a few hours ago, so these are still very early impressions. The console itself is a fair bit smaller than the Xbox. It's quite a slim, elegant design with the angles and the neon light. You know, I think this design just gives it a personality that the Xbox doesn't have.
It's weird how these new consoles both have that two-tone look of shiny black split with a matte finish. It's almost as if both companies consulted the same designer.
Yeah, awkward. I have to say though, I find these teeny tiny touch-sensitive buttons infuriating though, Barjo.
Yeah, tiny buttons can go away. I know you can use the controller to turn this on and off, but I just like a good old-fashioned on-off button. Bring back the 2600 buttons, I say. Big hard switches. That's how I like to turn my consoles on and off.
I'm really digging the new controller. Instead of the old rounded thumbsticks, the new ones have little ridges around the edges, which means no more sweaty thumbs slipping off them. Plus, they're a bit further apart so your thumbs don't knock together.
It's so snug in your hand too. Plus they've included a headset you can plug into the controller this time, which is a big deal for standardizing online chat. PS4 has finally caught up with a party chat system, so it's no longer game specific. You can chat to friends no matter what they're doing on the console. There's also a touchpad on the face of the controller, which worked fine for swiping to activate things in-game. And it's interesting that PS4 games will be able to make use of this. There's no touch function on the Xbox One controller.
And there's a light on it with different colours to denote different players in multiplayer, and some games will use it to signal waning health, that sort of thing.
It's a bit silly though, isn't it? Because you can't actually see the colour when you're gaming, unless you hold the controller like that.
Yeah. Unless you see the reflection of it in your TV.
Oh, okay. That sounds annoying.
I think it's also pretty cool that they've got a dedicated share button. I mean, nobody wants to jump through hoops to share screens and videos on social media, so I was glad to see it's nice and easy here.
You can also live stream your games or watch other people play, but we haven't been able to test that out fully. Disappointingly, the PS4 user interface isn't radically different. They've stuck with that cross-media bar.
I think you'll find it's called a dynamic menu now, Barjo.
Much more next gen. But all it really means is your installed games and apps are on a lower layer now. I think it is streamlined though, and it is quick to cycle to the screen you want to be in, but it isn't as intuitive as the Xbox One user interface.
I just wish it had been given more of a refresher and a redesign. You know, aesthetically it's still so similar to the old one, and I just find it so uninviting. Thankfully though, multitasking between games and menus is now super speedy. No need to reload the game every time you want to tweak a sound or display option.
One of the biggest features with the PS4 is remote play on the Vita. We took it for a quick spin in Killzone and it works great.
Yeah, it certainly makes the Vita more tempting now.
We don't have the PlayStation 4 camera to test out, but we did try out some of the voice commands with the headset. PlayStation. It recognized the words we were saying most of the time, but it felt a lot slower than doing it with the controller, so I doubt I'd use it.
And finally, it will now cost you money to play games online with the PlayStation 4. You will have to subscribe to PlayStation Plus, but just like with Xbox One, you only need one account per console.